Welcome to Flags and Facts Journey, where every flag has a story behind it. Today we're traveling to a country of vibrant colors and ancient traditions, a land where holy rivers and timeless temples share the landscape with modern technology, a nation shaped by mighty empires, colonial history, and the dream of independence. Let's begin our journey to India. India sits in southern Asia, stretching from the Himalaya Mountains in the north to the Indian Ocean in the south. It is the world's seventh largest country by area. India became the world's most populous nation in 2023 with over 1.4 billion people. The population is extremely diverse, thousands of ethnic groups and hundreds of languages. The country is divided into 28 states and 8 union territories, and its capital is New Delhi. New Delhi, built in the 20th century, is the national capital. It stands as a symbol of modern India next to the old city of Delhi. Other major cities include Mumbai, India's financial center and Bollywood film hub, Bangalore, the high-tech hub of Karnataka, Kolkata, cultural capital of the East, Chennai, Hyderabad, and Ahmedabad. Each city blends historic architecture with contemporary life. The Himalaya range dominates northern India, containing some of the world's highest peaks. India's Kanchenjunga at 8,586 m is the third highest mountain on Earth. The Himalayas give rise to India's great rivers, like the Ganges and Indus. To the northwest lie the Karakoram and Hindu Kush ranges. These rugged mountains form natural borders with China, Nepal, and Pakistan. In northwest India is the Thar Desert, an arid region of sand dunes and fortresses such as Jaisalmer's Desert Fort. Much of northern India is the fertile Indo-Gangetic Plain, fed by monsoon rains and river waters for crops. Southern India sits on the Deccan Plateau, a highland region framed by the western and eastern Ghats mountain chains, which are covered by forests and receive heavy rain on the windward side. India's coastline spans the Arabian Sea, west, the Bay of Bengal, east, and the Indian Ocean. It boasts tropical beaches, for example Goa and Kerala's backwaters, and 2 major archipelagos, the Lakshadweep Islands, Arabian Sea, and the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Bay of Bengal. The mangrove forests of the Sundarbans, Bangladesh-India border, are home to Bengal tigers and the world's largest delta. Major rivers, Ganges, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, and Indus crisscross the plains, nurturing agriculture and cities. On the Ganges banks lies Varanasi, one of the world's oldest living cities. India's landscape is dotted with famous landmarks. The white marble Taj Mahal Mausoleum in Agra, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Hilltop forts and palaces in Rajasthan, for example Jaipur's Amber Fort. The sun temples of Odisha, ancient cave temples at Ajanta and Ellora, and the modern Lotus Temple in Delhi. These sites draw millions of visitors each year. Around 2600–1900 BCE, the Indus Valley Civilization flourished in northwest India and Pakistan, one of the world's earliest urban cultures. After its decline, Indo-Aryan tribes entered India and composed the Vedas, laying the foundations of Hinduism. Over the next millennium, regional kingdoms emerged. By the 4th century BCE, the Maurya Empire united most of northern India under Chandragupta and Ashoka. Emperor Ashoka embraced Buddhism after the bloody Kalinga War. Under his patronage, Buddhism spread across India. After the Mauryas, the Gupta Empire is often considered a golden age of India. Guptas promoted Sanskrit literature, Hindu art, and scientific advances, developing the decimal numeral system and the concept of zero. From the 8th century CE onward, northern India saw successive Muslim dynasties. The Delhi Sultanate held sway over the north. In 1526, Babur founded the Mughal Empire, which at its height controlled almost the entire subcontinent. The Mughals are famous for their cultural legacy and monumental architecture, most famously Shah Jahan's Taj Mahal. They unified diverse regions, blending Persian, Islamic, and Indian traditions. European traders arrived in the 16th century, but it was the British East India Company that ultimately dominated. By 1858, India came under direct British Crown control. British rule established railways, English education, and legal systems. In the early 20th century, leaders like Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru led a mass independence movement. India finally gained freedom on August 15, 1947, but the subcontinent was partitioned into Hindu-majority India and Muslim-majority Pakistan. India's constitution came into force on January 26, 1950. making it a sovereign Republic of India. India has no single national language. The Constitution recognizes Hindi as the official language, with English also used. In practice, India's 1.4+ billion people speak hundreds of languages from several linguistic families. India is incredibly religiously diverse. About 80% are Hindu, while Islam is the largest minority religion. Indian culture is famous for colorful traditions. Each year, people celebrate countless festivals: Diwali, Holi, Eid, Christmas. Indian cuisine is varied and often spicy. Curry dishes, biryani, lentils, flatbreads, and snacks like samosas. Traditional arts like classical dances, Bharatanatyam, Kathak, music ragas, and folk theater remain popular. India has a thriving film scene. The Hindi-language Bollywood film industry produces hundreds of movies per year. Regional cinemas in Tamil, Telugu, Bengali, and other languages are also prolific and globally influential. In recent decades, India has emerged in science and tech. ISRO sent a satellite into Mars orbit on its first try. The country is a global leader in information technology. Cities like Bengaluru are major tech hubs worldwide. Today, India is one of the world's largest and fastest-growing economies. Its GDP has grown to roughly $4.19 trillion. About 55% of GDP comes from the service sector: IT, finance, tourism, and telecommunications. India is the world's largest producer of milk, pulses, spices, and a top producer of rice and wheat. Indian companies like Tata, Reliance, and Infosys are global brands expanding manufacturing, infrastructure, and trade. India plays a growing role on the world stage. It was a founding member of the Non-Aligned Movement and G20. Its large diaspora helps spread Indian culture worldwide. Yoga, Bollywood films, Indian cuisine are globally popular. The national flag of India is a horizontal tricolor of saffron orange on top, white in the middle, and green at the bottom. In the center of the white band is a navy blue wheel with 24 spokes called the Ashoka Chakra, the Wheel of Dharma. This design is based on a flag adopted by Indian nationalists in 1931, and it was officially hoisted on July 22, 1947, just before independence. Each color has significance. Saffron stands for courage and sacrifice, white represents truth and peace, and green symbolizes faith, fertility, and the land's greenery. The Ashoka Chakra represents the eternal wheel of law and dharma, righteousness. Together, the flag's colors and wheel were chosen by India's founders to represent unity, secularism, and progress. When Indians see their saffron white-green flag today, it reminds them of their nation's journey and hopes. India's story is one of remarkable diversity and resilience. From the lofty peaks of the Himalayas and ancient river valleys to bustling modern cities and tech parks, India blends the old and the new. It has seen both glorious empires and difficult partitions, yet the spirit of its people endures. The saffron white-green tricolor embodies this journey. As one flag historian puts it, these colors stand for India's unity and diversity. Unity after centuries of varied history. Today, the flag waves over a united India committed to democracy, innovation, and a peaceful role in the world. It reminds us that even after the toughest challenges, unity and hope can prevail. Thanks for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow along for more powerful stories behind the world's flags. This is Flags and Facts Journey. One flag, one nation, one story.